we're going to learn about the fourth and final conjugation in Latin this week, but first a quick review. How do you know a verb is in first conjugation? So remember what we do. We go to the second principal part, and it's most commonly called the infinitive, and look at the ending. First conjugation ends in A-R-E with a macron, not always, but usually has a macron. Second conjugation, the infinitive ends in E-R-E, and it always has a macron over the E. It's important to remember because third conjugation, the infinitive ends in E-R-E. We call that a weak E, no macron. Now, third I-O conjugation, the infinitive also ends in E-R-E, but the thing that makes it different is the first principal part ends in I-O. Now, look at your vocab list. Most of these this week are fourth conjugation verbs. And so in a fourth conjugation verb, the infinitive ends in I-R-E. And that's really important to remember. Don't confuse fourth with third I-O, as the fourth conjugation verbs also, the first principal part ends in I-O. So you really need to pay attention to the infinitive. So here's the easy thing about conjugating fourth conjugation verbs. They conjugate almost exactly like third I-O, which is why we don't have a separate chart for them. What you have to do is you remove the I-R-E and then you add the same endings as third conjugation. I-O verbs for present, imperfect, and future tenses. And the rest of the tenses conjugate normally. Now, one thing to note, just to keep in mind, the weak E that you find in first person plural and second person singular and plural is strong. Strong meaning it has a macron. And there's a hint on your chart book, and it's on the third conjugation page just at the bottom to remind you this about fourth conjugation. So pull out a piece of paper. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to practice conjugating the verbs sentio, sentire, sentire, sensi, sensum. The reason is if you can conjugate this, you'll catch your errors right away, and then it'll never be an issue anymore. So go ahead, pull out a paper, conjugate that, and then come right back, and we'll go through that. All right. Second person present tense is sentis. Remember, imperfect takes the I-E, so sentebas. All right. Future, again, exactly like an I-O verb with that I-E in it with the strong E. Perfect, completely normally. I love perfect because it's always normal. You just have to learn that one set of endings, the isti for second person. Second person present. Long I there. Imperfect always takes the I-E with the long E. Batis. Future, again, like an I-O verb with the I-E in there. And finally, easy peasy perfect. You already know these endings. And that is it. That's all there is to it.